All right, man. I'm back home, having a great day in Caltakia. I went to Wuhan today. It's just spectacular day. I posted some photos on Instagram. I'm Jolly B 66. Jolly BB 66 on Instagram, man. I have a lot of good photos of my travels on there. Check me out. So anyway, it's been a spectacular day. I posted pictures from the way the sky looked this morning. So I had a little review of my song Tao. I like the video because you get to see what I see when I go downtown. And that's cool, right? But you can't really hear a lot of what I'm saying, which is probably less important than the video for all y'all. Except my kids, man. Hopefully you guys appreciate what I had to say. Um, So anyway, today I was going to talk about women, wine, and weed in Thailand. But it's such a spectacular day. I'm going to have to show you what I've been looking at. It's ungodly hot. It always fucking is. Today's just hot and sticky, man. But on my balcony, there's a constant breeze from the sea, and we'll do a tour of my condo too, because I just had to talk about how happy I am with the condo, the building. Uh, and the price that I pay. We can open the front door. There's a screen front door with vents, and there's just a breeze comes off the mountains in the morning, and in the afternoon, like today, the breeze is coming off the sea, and so it takes what is 1,000 degrees and it makes it like 650 degrees, and we usually chill out here. Uh, just with shorts on, and we just chill on the porch and enjoy the sea. All right, so let's check out what I'm looking at, and then we'll look at my condo. So let me talk a little bit about the condo. I'm 250 meters from the beach. I'm surrounded by restaurants. It's a blessing, but it's also a curse, man. It's like around 5 o'clock or so, they start firing up the charcoal. They start across the street from me is Pizza Door. Uh, I, I, I'm terrible with names. I don't think the guy ever told me his name, but we know each other. So he's got a wood-fired oven that he cooks with. You could have steak made like that. You could have pizza. It's incredible. But those smells come wafting through my apartment every evening, and it's just like you could just be hungry all the time. Greece is like that, by the way. If any of you travel to Greece, my recommendation here you can eat food that will keep you slim. You can stay slim if you want to and still eat a lot. In Greece, lose 5 or 10 pounds before you go, for real. Do the diet before you go, because you can only hope maybe to level off at normal. So if you go to Greece, it's psychotic. You're gonna gain fucking 5 pounds, I guarantee it. All right, so this is what I'm looking at today. Today's Saturday, by the way, September something or another, close to October, and it's the afternoon, probably about 4 o'clock. I came back from Wuhan. That was a wonderful day. My phone was being repaired, so I couldn't do a video of lunch, but it was fantastic. I ate on the beach. Uh, Wuhan is less expensive than Caltakia. Um, I'm trying to steer away from the money thing. I'm going to do a budget video, but I'm trying to stay away from the money thing. So many people are passionate about it, man, and it's like, uh, I had this thing. I have a set amount of money what I'm going to spend to live on in a month, and no matter where I am in the world, that's the amount of money I spend. The difference is, in the United States, I'm getting by. In Greece, I'm doing okay. In Romania, I'm doing pretty good. In Thailand, I'm living really fucking well. So anyway, this back to the apartment. The apartment, 525 US a month at the current exchange rate, and once a week, a cleaning team comes through and scrubs my place down, and that's just nuts. That's included in the 525 that I pay for rent every month. This is I got a little washing machine out here. We do laundry, but if you're coming over here, laundry is not expensive. There's like probably about 500 meters down the street. Uh, Here, down that street right there, is a full. It's a laundromat where you can do your own laundry with industrial machines, and also offers full service. Uh, and it's not expensive at all. Anyway, the sea is spectacularly blue today. I've been looking at that and marveling at it. It's just really cool. Uh, I'm not extremely wealthy, so I have to have this hotel in front of me. For me, it's an eyesore. But you see the building with the red caps, the step building off in the distance. That must be crazy because that's right on the beach. Um, but anyway, I live behind this monstrosity here, so I have to look at this, and they light it up at night, and it kind of ruins things, but not really, man. It's fucking beautiful. And then if I want to, I could just shift to this side and look at Jungle Woods, the little fishing village that lights up. That's worth the video. That whole area that you're looking at down there where the boats are parked are restaurants. And I sit here and I watch them, and they come back and they bring fresh catch, like these cats right here. These guys are unloading, and they're delivering food. And I don't know if you can see that guy. They work so hard, man. Fishermen are some of my favorite folks, man. Hard working, and they provide us with the tastiest of treats. And I don't know how you don't get sick to your stomach being on the water so much. But right behind the boat is a restaurant, and I should have stayed on that. I don't know if you see the tables and whatnot under there. So he's delivering that seafood. It's going straight to the kitchen and right onto your plate, and for an extremely affordable price. So that's just every day just has to be cool. Check out the boats racing on the. Look at the color of the water. Look at that. And I'm very candid. Waihin, Takiao Beach, Waihin Beach. They're not blue flag beaches, man. I don't swim here. And I don't see many people swimming here. We'll investigate that somewhere down the road. I think there's a lot of hazards, and we'll look into that, but I don't see any Thai people swimming. A few vacationers will venture in, and I see like one or two people by themselves, and doesn't really shout at me to swim in. This is Takiao Beach on this side. So anyway, I could look at Jungle, the fishing village. I watch the fishermen work. That gives me great satisfaction. I know it sounds terrible, right? But I love to watch people work. I really admire those guys. Monkey Mountain, some townhouses, my pool. I can lean over and look at that. And then Takiao Beach right around the corner there. It's all the same. It's the Gulf of Thailand, but it just has this landmass in between me and the sea and this little canal. All right, so that's my balcony. You saw the washing machine area, and so the doors open up. It's sick. It's like when I wake up in the morning, because the bed's right there. So when I wake up in the morning, I just look straight at that. That's the first thing I see when I look up, and then usually I'll come outside and just stand here and kind of watch the sun come up. This morning I posted some pictures on Instagram of that, and this is what the apartment looks like. This is the first corner right here. I'm not going to do any wide angle or anything fancy. We don't watch TV. I don't know how to work that thing, but I suppose it's a pretty decent size. Be cool to watch a movie or something on that. All right, so a little bit of storage, a desk area. I do most we live mostly out here. This is where we live, and little sofa area, little table. The table opens up into like a desk type situation. I think the bed is king size. I don't know. Wardrobe, not much. Not much storage. It might look like a full-size refrigerator, but it's like European size. It's skinny, right? So, not a big refrigerator, which I don't know. Serinda cooks. I'm not gonna say we don't cook. She does cook, but we just eat out so much because I just showed you why. So, little sink. And that's the front door thing that I was talking about. So the air just blasts through there to the front, and then bathroom with one of the things I like is wet showers are not uncommon here, and so I don't like wet shower. Take a shower, the whole shower gets the whole bathroom gets all wet and stuff like that. All right, man. So that's it for $525. So absolutely, you can live cheap here in Thailand. I don't know what something like that would cost in a comparable place. Um, what would be a comparable place? I don't know. Like Fort Lauderdale, something like that. I don't know. But I don't think there's anywhere in the United States you can get something for that price. So, which one should we start with first? Let's talk about weed first. The three W's: wine, women, and weed. Women, weed, and wine, whichever way you want to put it. Weed is hard here. There is good weed, and they actually um, import the weed from the United States. And I'm not really sure what that's. I'm trying to get like the camera to can't zoom in. It says can't zoom in or out of this mode. All right. So the weed sucks here, and they do have good weed that they bring all the way from the United States or some North American country who has mastered the perfection of weed. Before I continue, let me pre-qualify myself. I'm not only a connoisseur, you know, I'm not one of these dudes that's kind of doing videos of me smoking a joint, man, and tell you, you know, what the points on me, things like that. But I'm used marijuana for most of my life. I spent many years, several years, not many years, in Colorado. I grew weed. I grew weed at a professional level, outdoor grows, inside grows. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to weed. A lot of the locally grown weed here, and that's the weed that's going to be fairly priced. The imported weed that I mentioned previously is going to be like 650 baht per gram. It's pushing $20, man. I don't know. That's like $18. It depends on the exchange rate, but it's pushing $20. It's crazy. And so that's the first issue. The weed that's fairly priced that might be from Thailand. The first thing I'm going to point out is it's going to have a name. It's going to say it's White Widow. It's going to say it's Northern Lights. It's going to say it's Skunk Number One. I'm not trying to discredit the growers and all that stuff. Perhaps they started with the seed of such a strain. What they ended up with, however, is something completely different. And so if you're coming from North America and you see, oh man, you know, fucking Northern Lights, you know, that shit is crazy, right? So I'm gonna, you know, you think you know what it is? No, because all those things. One of the things, one of the challenges I had as a grower was consistency. Consistency is a ball breaker. You had to do everything exactly the same every time with that strain. And you're not trying to monkey with it, you're not trying to perfect it, you're not trying to make it better, you're not trying to get a bigger yield, because consistency. The people go to the store and they know this manufacturer or this brand, it's like a cigarette or a beer. When you open a Budweiser, you're expecting a certain type of thing. So consistency. They don't know how to do it. I know that there's growers here that are from the West and stuff, but they're just not able to do it somehow or another. I think it's a combination of nutrients and conditions. Then the cure is, I can tell a lot of the bud that's not good is because of the cure. And I don't know why. You know, I think it would be a challenge here because of the heat and humidity, and you have to have a really controlled environment. That pushes costs up, and that's not something that Thai people are really interested in. The market is absolutely toward foreigners. It's Thai people. I really don't see them in the weed shops. They do smoke weed, but they smoke a different type of weed. They smoke field weed and shit like that. And some Thai people smoke good weed. I'm not saying that. There's rich Thai people. I'm saying the average Thai person is not smoking weed. They're drinking kratom, right? Anybody that's Thai, help me out on that one. I see a lot of kratom drinking going on. But I didn't know what it was for a long time. And then when somebody told me what it was, I was like, holy shit. Then I started to notice everyone is drinking this crap. So, at any rate, the weed sucks and it's expensive. It's because of the grow. It's because of the nutrients. It's because of the cure. And lastly, they don't know how to fucking store it. It's not like a Western market to where a supermarket, for example, they're not going. If the supermarket is in Alabama, they don't turn their air conditioning off overnight, right? The air conditioning is constant here and in Europe as well. That they're more conscious of energy use, whether that be because of cost or because they're just more conscious of that. They'll turn that shit off when they go home. When they close the store, they turn it off, and the weed sits there baking, and it's just it gets fucked up. So that's the weed. So having said that, you can find fantastic weed here. Any type of THC product you want, vapes, wax, shatter, whatever nonsense is going on those times. I'd use flower, old school. So, but they have all of these products, and it ranges from good to bad. We're not going to do a tour of a weed shop because there's people in there that might not appreciate it. And the fuck, man, a weed shop is a weed shop. You want to see what it looks like? Go inside. So that's on the weed. The wine. Somehow the wine in Kautakyaab and Hua Hin is cheaper than wine in Bangkok. I don't know if that has to do with just what the market will sustain. I don't know if that has to do with taxes, regional taxes. I don't know. Wine is more expensive in Bangkok than it is here in Takayab and Hua Hin. You can find good wine, but you do have to consider transport. And then we're going to go back to one of the points on the weed situation. It's not being stored properly, right? So it's coming from very far away. It's being subject to really high heat. And a lot of the stores, like there's great wine selection in 7-Eleven. We'll do a video so I can show you what it can be. You can buy anything in the 7-Eleven by my house. But they have a good wine selection, go figure. And some of that wine and whiskey, and it's on a shelf that's then behind it is a window that the sun blasts through, and so everything is being ruined. The wine is expensive. Women, I made a comment when I was on Songtao, the wind was blowing and stuff like that. I have seen so many videos from YouTubers talking about Thai women. So I'm going to preface my comments by saying there are traits, you call them stereotypes, whatever, that do exist among cultures, but within a population, the type of people vary from the full spectrum of what being a human being is. So to try to say Thai women, that's ridiculous. You're talking about some category of women and then trying to say that all are in there. So having said that, we'll start with the pay for play. It's a huge industry here. A lot of people understand how to utilize that if they want to. I'm not a patron, so I can't get into costs and things like that. I'm not going to do something like that. I don't pay to play, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people do. I'm not here to be judgmental about it. I'm just here to speak on it. And so my comments are have a good time, but you've got to keep your hat on, and you better keep your hand on your wallet. These women are small. They're very feminine. They keep themselves in fantastic shape, and they're very friendly, but they are professionals It's what they do to survive. And sometimes it's generational. They know how to play you, man. So if you're coming over here because you're lonely and you don't have any experience with women and you think that's the venue that you're going to go play in, fine. You can be successful at that. But realize what it is. And don't try to tame a bar girl, man. Don't try to rescue, don't try to save a hoe, right? Isn't that what they say back home? So the same rule applies here. So that's that with that. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I've seen a lot of things that I was kind of disgusted by, especially with these. The other day on the beach, the age is just like, she had to be 20 something, and this motherfucker looked like he was 70. I don't know. I can't judge. I don't know, man. I have daughters, and I don't know, man. Anyway, enough said about that. Now, having said that, we talked about Wahim Market on one of my last videos. Great place to meet single Thai women. Yeah, you're at immigration. You're at the mall. You're talking to somebody that has a job. Not to say that they might not moonlight. I'm just saying they have a job. So now you're dealing with someone that's more mainstream. They're not in the industry. They're not there to. And it's not necessarily. You can still get long game, short game. You can still get taken for a ride. I'm just saying that if you want to meet good Thai women, are a lot of good Thai women that you can meet. You're just not going to meet them at the venues that you think you're going to meet them on. If they're approaching you, that's not part of the culture. You're dealing with somebody that's unusual in that sense, etc., etc. You want to be friendly, but a little bit shy, blah blah blah. And now you're starting to lean a job, friendly, a little bit shy, not very touchy feely in the beginning, and now you're dealing with someone that's more mainstream than the professionals that do such a good job of just they just take everything people have, man. I don't even understand how this happens to guys. Another point I would bring up is communication. My girlfriend speaks Thai. I've been with her for about 10 months now, and we have a good relationship. But I think if you're unable to communicate a relationship, I don't know. I don't know how that works, man. If you're doing Google Translate, or if you're significant others, like I suck at Thai. I can't speak Thai very poorly. Even when I do, they don't understand what I'm saying. So thank God that so many of them speak English. My girlfriend speaks really good English. We don't have surface level conversations. We can have deep conversations. We can talk about things. We understand one another, and there are communication breakdowns because of the language barrier, but not big ones. So you have to factor that in, man. If you're trying to do Google Translate, if you get into a disagreement or something, it's going to be really difficult to kind of try to work that out using a translation device. A lot of good Thai women, mainstream, that speak a decent amount of English, and I would encourage everyone not to be a dumbass like myself and learn Thai. I could probably speak a lot more Thai now if I really tried, but in my defense, I'll tell you, I never really intended to stay this long, so that's kind of a surprise for me too. Um, so that's the three W's: wine, weed, and women. And this is a beautiful day in Cowtown.